Hi guys, greetings, good morning from my side, Nigeria. You're onto Augustine, one of the many voices within the Simply Brilliant community. And I'm here to give us a summary of the mass adoption meeting that took place yesterday. Yesterday was the 30th of August, 2023. And before I begin, I want to really appreciate you guys who have taken your time to keep yourself up to date in the community through my channel. It's a good thing to give informations, and it's a good thing to give the right informations. So that's one of the things that I'm doing in the community. Not forgetting the fact that I'm also an ambassador for Nigeria in the Simply Brilliant community. And in case you've forgotten, let me remind you that we are a private society building our membership base into 1 billion. That's what we are doing. We are building our membership base to 1 billion, and will comprise of every race from the world, every country from the world. When we are 1 billion, we are 1 billion people strong that wants to stand as an opposition to the present financial system that is not making life easier for the people. And it hasn't been easy. But of course, for you to become a world power, it's not going to come on a platter of gold. There is a price to pay. And we are building it one step at a time. So if you're tuning into my broadcast for the first time, you're welcome. It's a pleasure having you. Do well to like, do well to share this video, do well to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I do appreciate. Okay. Now, beginning, I would want to first of all talk about the meeting. The meeting started, of course, by the anchor, which has always been our Chief Justice of the Simply Brilliant community in the name of Ambassador Bederick. And it was anchored by him, and then admin was also the one that handled it. It was a wonderful one yesterday. It was a meeting like no other, which I'm going to quickly explain shortly. And Kaudasha is still recovering, who is also the second host. These are the two people that anchor the meetings. Kaudasha is recovering, and he's recovering fast. So we are hoping that very soon he's going to start, anchoring the meeting. I don't know when, but very soon. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to begin by first of all sharing my screen, and then we move into the details of what the administration talked about. So let me share my screen. And before I share my screen, let me quickly give us an intro. Now, the administration began by talking about something he classified as solar flash. Yes, now solar flash is going to likely play out around September 23rd or so. And there was a whole lot of information he gave out. In fact, it was quite numerous. But the summary of what he said was that there is going to be a shift, and there will be a shift into the 3D and into the 5D. Now, those with a higher frequency, those with a higher vibration, those that are tuned into the frequency of love, tuned into the frequency of joy, peace, harmony between yourself and human beings, your fellow human beings, will shift to the 5D world. And then those with a lower frequency will shift to a 3D world. And those are the ones that are holding on to grief, animosity, and a whole lot of negative mindsets. And I really do not know how this is going to play out. But according to what the administration said, beware of who and what you are carrying. Beware of the frequency you are operating with. Are you operating with the frequency of love? Now, love knows no bounds. Now, love does not have or hold record of offenses. Love does not hold record of faults, of failures. Love forgives. Love looks into the intent of what you want to do and forgives your inadequacies and continues moving with you. That's the frequency of love. But you see, he was particular about the community and was asking the community, what frequency are you operating with? Is it that of love or that of hatred, that of unforgiveness? And he also advised that the community should not hold on to the other side, which is the left side, because the world is coming to a collective consciousness and the world is shifting its energy to a frequency of love. So he admonished everyone in the community to hold on to that frequency and move forward. Okay, so with that said, let me now share my screen. Some of us may not have good understanding about what I've just said, but I want to encourage us to quickly go to this channel. Now, looking at this channel, this is Infinite Waters. That is this guy. Of course, you know him, Ralph. That's his name. Okay, so go to Infinite Waters, just type Infinite Waters, just like I did. Okay, and then this page will come up, and then scroll down. I would have loved to share this video with you, but I can't share it. Of course, you are seeing it. That is the 3D 5D shift has begun. How to go vibrationally from your 3D to 5D. So it's to raise your frequency. Sometimes when he speaks, he talks about raise your frequency. He says raise your vibration. When you listen to his videos, those who watch his videos, you understand he has a whole lot of content, and you should enjoy his content. He's making some impact in the community. Now, this was done 4 days ago, and he already has 22,000 views. I'm not actually advertising him, but for the sake of what the administration talked about yesterday, you can get yourself informed. If you care to subscribe to his channel, do well to subscribe and then get yourself informed. The idea of what we are doing is to inform the community and to stick with the right frequency, because we have to stick together. The elites are planning something, and it's not in your best interest. And the administration is building a counter effect of what they want to do. And though it hasn't happened yet, but it will happen over time. That's why the community is existing. The community is existing to keep you aware, to keep you awake. Once upon a time, 2020, if I wasn't in the community, if I wasn't in the Simply Brilliant community, the fear that the elites and the government used on ignorant citizens caused them to go take the COVID vaccine. And I know the kind of challenges I went through then, but I opposed it, and I wasn't careful to hide my mindset. And of course, there were a whole lot of stigmatization I faced then, and a whole lot of social distancing, because I didn't believe anything they said. Even while that was happening, I didn't stop shaking people. They said social distancing, I never stopped coming close to people, because I relied on the information that the administration gave. He told us that it's all a game plan. It's all it's a false flag. It's a whole lie. And with that knowledge, he made me understand that COVID-19 is just a code name. It's actually coronavirus. And coronavirus has always been, that's common cold. So with this knowledge, it changed my mindset. It changed everything about me. And people went for the first and second jab. Well, lucky enough, a good number of them were taking placebo. And you know what placebo is? It's just a kind of trial, a test, to see how people will comply. And a good number of people did comply. But I wasn't victim. I was not compliant to what they were doing. So a lot is going to still play out. That's why the community is here, to collectively inform her members, and then over time inform the community outside. Inform the world outside the community. That's what this community is about. And we know that over time we'll win. Yes, we know that they've been feeding the world with lies, and lies will not go far. With time, the truth will prevail. That's what the scripture says. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And as long as I'm in this part of the truth, I shall be free. So don't forget, I'm particular about this channel. Look at my cursor. That's where you should take your time to watch. The video is not long. It's about an 18 minutes video. If I play this video now, I'll be flagged for copyright. And then this particular mass adoption meeting summary will be brought down. I don't want that to happen. So do well to watch it, get a better understanding, and let's continue from where we stopped. So moving forward, I'm going to share my screen again. And going back to the Kringle Cash back office this time. So I'm into the Kringle Cash back office, and I'm sure you're seeing the screen. Now, what the administration then moved to was fundamentals. He went back to talk about fundamentals. Fundamentals in the sense that the community has slowed down lately. And slowed down in the sense that a good number of people are now reluctant to pay their subscription fee, because it doesn't look like they know where the community is going. That's why these meetings always play out. And that's why you are encouraged to come for these meetings. That's why you are encouraged to take part and ask questions in this meeting. That's why this mass adoption summary is there, to keep the community abreast. So the fundamentals are all contained in this dashboard. I do not know how many people has taken your time to look through this dashboard. A good number of people keep seeing this dashboard, but they don't pay attention to the dashboard. And I've talked a lot about those who are selling. And when you are looking at this, you see it's a downward trend. And I can't continue to talk about it. I'm tired of talking about it because it doesn't look like the people are willing to comply. Nonetheless, we look at this from a long-term perspective, not a short-term view. The people who are doing what they are doing, well, good luck to continue with what you are doing. But the administration advised that people should go back to their drawing board and then follow all the informations that are put out here. Now, there may be slight changes, but it's basically the same fundamentals. That's what this is all about. So take your time and get yourself abreast. For those of us who has not yet verified your account, I want you to know that the administration is tightening all the loose loopholes, all the loose bolts. I mean, you can't engage in any successful transaction if you're not having a verified account. That's one thing you should bear in mind. You can't even engage in a donation if you don't have a verified account. This is what I want everybody to kindly take note of. Okay. So if you haven't yet verified your account, it's a very simple thing. You don't need to go through any protocol. Watch this simple video done by the Ambassador Bederick, and then it's a simple thing, about a 3 minute video, and then your account is verified for your own safety. Okay. And then as we build this membership base to 1 billion active members, everybody has to have a verified account so that you can comfortably relate, associate, interact with members in the community, because we are warding off all manner of vices. People who try to steal people's accounts or their subscription fee, a whole lot of things. Securities will be put into this community as we grow. And I want us to know that we are going to achieve it over time. Okay. All right. So that said, now another thing the administration talked about was about the fact that we don't have yet. Let's go into our exchange. Now this is the new exchange. Of course, the K-Love was not there before, and complaints were made to the administration, and the K-Love has been put back in. So these are all stock funds. You talk of K-Love, you talk of FarmWar, you talk of GGR, they're all stock funds, and these are all futuristic. Okay, for now, those who have their money in K-Love at the appointed time will be utilized well. Of course, we're no more using K-Love. It's now Joy G. Now, the administration is silent on what to use it to do. For now, we don't know because it's still in stock funds. There are a whole lot of stock funds in the system. There is K-Love, there is FarmWar, there is GGR, there is the stakings, and there is the exchange. Sorry, there is the buybacks, and what else? There is the bounties. There is a whole lot of stock funds. But all these stock funds will come back live. It will come back alive. And I should advise that you should not get discouraged. Those of us who are feeling discouraged should brace up, because this system has been on for 7 years. Yes, there have been mistakes, but the intent of this system is pure. And that's one thing I want you to know. The intent is pure, but the behaviors of the people are not exactly in line. Yes, I have to be very honest. A good number of people coming into this community and complain is because they are not able to take advantage of the community as they used to before. And that's why they become negative and they become aggressive, they become offended. And some people tend to call it a scam, but it's not a scam. It's actually a very good system, whose intention is to save humanity from the financial control or matrix the elites are putting us into, a digital prison. Okay, so all these monies that are stock funds, we are going to come out of it. And admin didn't hide what he's intending to do. He put everything plain, though private, it is transparent. Now, what's the way out? He said it that we are going to make use of our private exchange, which is this BUSD Joy G exchange. That's what we'll use. And in this private exchange, contrary to how it was before, every activity was done inside of the Crypto Cash back office. Both our daily mining, early this year, where we go and then we click on it, those that have their equal match and all that, everything was done inside of the system. And the administration has changed the narrative. Now you can get it through the system into your MetaMask. That's now what it is. And his intention is to be able to interact between JoyG and BUSD. For now, we haven't raised $10,000 worth of BUSD. That's what we need now. And the administration is craving the indulgence of the community to support him. And we're going to go to the blog to see some of those informations soon. So he's asking the community to please support him. And I want you to know that this is our own. It does not belong to the elites. The elites has a corporation-based system, and the corporations owned by the few elites, which are the Committee of 300, are using it to control the world, and they're hiding in the shadows. And what you see are the people who are the CEOs and all that. And some people believe them much more than us. Well, that's the choice they made. But I want you to know that this is our project, okay? If you've been able to make commitments and you can't keep making commitments, please don't be negative. If you can't continue to make commitments, please be silent, because this is our project. If this community collapses, I don't know what else wants to save humanity. So I'm asking and I'm craving your indulgence. I am literally now begging that you should please, if you do not know what else to say, please don't be negative, because sooner or later you would get back your money. I also have money in the stock funds, okay? I mean, in every level, I have the money. I have the money in every level. So it's not something to come out and then, start complaining. No. And I do not think that the community has as much money I have in the system. I tell you the truth. Now, to be very clear, I'm sorry, but I have quite a lot. I have so much money in the system. I think I'm not in a position to disclose it. It's not healthy disclosing such amount. But some people who have this money in the system, who are making a whole lot of noise, I do not think they have up to $10,000. I don't think so. And they are really making a whole lot of noise, which is not reasonable. So some people who have this money, I ask you to just be patient and allow time to play out. You would get back your money, okay? Now, for how the admin wants to go about it, he wants to raise $10,000 worth of Joy G so that there can be an alternative system, a two-way traffic. Now it's a one-way traffic where you can use your BUSD to buy Joy G. And of course, he uses it to raise some revenue and then uses it to attend to some personal things, attend to the support team, attend to a whole lot of other things. That's exactly what he's doing. It's a one-way thing now, and it's growing. The admin is seeing everything. For now, he's not touching the BUSD. You can check it by yourself. Go to the address and you will see the BUSD address. You will see the amount of coins in the BUSD. It has to get to 2,000. It has to get to 5,000. It has to get to 10,000. And when it gets to 10,000, then he launches it to become a two-way traffic. Two-way traffic means you can go and then use BUSD to buy Joy G. The advantage of using our private exchange is all-encompassing. One of the advantages is that when you buy with BUSD, you don't go through slippage charges. You don't go through unnecessary fees that the exchange will charge you. You go and get it direct, more or less like a peer-to-peer. You send BUSD to the wallet of the admin, and then the admin, through the support team, will send Joy G to you after investigating your transaction hash and sees that it's valid, irrespective of the amount. You get it inside of your MetaMask. Now, once it's 10,000, people can be able to alternate from Joy G to BUSD. At the initial stage, it's going to be such that you should be able to use it to at least pay a small amount. You can use Joy G to get BUSD. Of course, everything will be small. Referencing what the admin said, we're going to start with crawling. And then with crawling, we begin to start walking. And then with walking, we start running. Yes, that's exactly what he said. So you don't expect so much money in Joy G. You should expect a little. But the concept of this exchange is going to be so nice that everybody that places an exchange within 24 hours will be able to get it in BUSD when we start the reversal from Joy G to BUSD. But we have to accommodate the liquidity that the system has. And over time, as people comply with our private exchange and it does not hurt the value of Joy G, then you begin to see the price of Joy G go up. That's exactly what the plans are. And then over time, enough revenue is generated in BUSD, and that will be enough to settle every other outstanding bills. This is the intent of the administration, and he's asking us to support him. This is transparency. We've made mistakes. We know. Don't hold it against us. Please forgive and move on. If you think you can't continue, step aside and allow people who do so. Do not discourage people. It's not a good energy. It's not a good character discouraging people. Rather, be silent. And when the time comes, you will gain. You will gain back what you left inside of the system. Okay? But always remember that meritocracy still holds in the system. You understand what I mean by meritocracy? Yes. But if you have money locked in the system, you will get back your money at the appointed time. There is no cause for alarm. Okay. So if you click on this, you'll find out that the maximum you can deposit now is $1,000, no more $100 as it was a few days ago. So if you can, then go about it. You get it in Joyg inside your MetaMask where you are in control, not someone else in control, not inside the KCBO, but inside your MetaMask. Okay, so the admin wants to create a system where Joyg will naturally go up because, of course, transactions will be seen inside of the PooCoin or PancakeSwap. You will see those transactions happen, but it will be seen more or less like a peer-to-peer thing, and there will be little or no charges involved, just a very small amount. Of course, when you're doing peer-to-peer, there will be charges, a transaction fee less than $1. If you check it, you see that those charges are very little, and it's going to be the responsibility of both parties to share it. When you send in BUSD, you get a little charge of transaction fee, and then when you're also getting in Joyg, the system, which is the admin side, also loses a small charge, which is very insignificant. That way, we are able to sustain the price of Joyg going forward. So I am calling you guys because this is a journey, and it's a journey that is going to last a lifetime, because the elites took a lifetime to bring us to where we are, and we can use a lifetime to change the situation and then make it good for ourselves and our families. Most people are only interested in what they stand to gain. They are not interested in their children. They don't care about their children. They are not careful about the life their children will live when they leave this earth. From my point of view, think about yourself, think about your children, think about your extended family, because it's not going to get easier. Every blessed year that passes by, it gets more challenging. You have the money. Some of you know you have it. Some of you are afraid. What are you afraid of? That's the question I ask myself. What's your fear? What's holding you back? Or are you thinking the administration is lying to you? No, he's not. I tell you the truth from God's honest point of view. He's not lying. He's telling you the truth, and he's doing everything he can to see that everything stands. And do not think that he will prioritize an individual over the community. That's not how things work. The community will stand first, and then every individual will benefit from the community. So if you are prioritizing yourself as an individual against the community's collective gain, then that's not the right way to think. So correct your rights, correct your thinking, and then think collectively. Think correctly. Okay. So with that said, let's move over then. If you look at these activities, you see that there has been some changes in the system, a whole lot of changes. For instance, you can't see the under info, no more the value of TBC because there is no more TBC. Even this TBC website is not functioning. So changes are going on in the Kringle Cash back office, a whole lot of changes. You will see more changes as the day goes by, okay? So explore the Kringle Cash by yourself. Explore it. Explore it. There is a reason I said explore. Some of you are not exploring. Some of you are holding on to people. Some of you are depending on people to get information. That's a dangerous thing to do. If you can't get information by yourself, then you are not helping yourself. You want to be a billionaire, and somebody else is managing your money for you. Well, the system won't even give you room for that. As we build this membership base, at some point, facial verification will be put into place, and you will be the only one to access your account by yourself. And if you are not capable mentally to manage it, then I'm sorry, you won't be able to access your account. That's how it's going to be. So admin is taking time to look for people who are paying attention, who are conscientiously doing this, who are worthy stewards. Let me use that word. Okay, so moving over now, private blog. Now, on the private blog, there are two things we should look at. In fact, let's look at, this was the base show on how easy it is to make your payment. Now, the maximum amount of Joyg you can do is $1,000 through the private exchange. Okay, so this is the most recent one. So do well to review these ones. And of course, I'm sure that most of us already have seen this. The only team today is the core team. Now, be very careful about the words the administration uses. He says the only team today is the core team. Okay, there is a goal, there is a plan. Okay, and it is meritocracy. It is worthy stewardship. Today, it is core team. we need to fill out the core team, and that's the whole truth. And then when we fill out the core team, between now and most likely the end of September, the core team will be open. Whoever it is that can make it to the core team, even if you are a new member, you will begin to enjoy 200 SBC every month. That's how juicy it is to be on the core team. So I'm calling you, if you can, you come on the core team, remain on the core team. Okay, so let's just read the content. This is you see core team, backup team, rotator team, and rotator 23. When you go to the Kringle Cash back office, let's quickly go there so that we'll see it. Under marketing, we click on core team. Now, when you click on core team, it comes up. You scroll down, you find out that under backup, there is nothing there. Rotator team, there is nothing there. Even rotator 23 team, nothing is there. Yeah, so everything now is the core team. But you also know that they did not remove backup team. They did not remove rotator 22 team. They did not remove rotator 23 team. Modifications will be made. We do not have a fixed standard. There is no white paper, okay? As situations changes, we modify to accommodate the change. So I do not know what next admin's plans are, but just bear in mind that the opportunity to be a core team member and remain on the core team is now there for you. So make hay while the sun shines. Okay, so we're going to quickly read this, and then I think that'll be the end of the meeting. If you have your questions, please do well to ask your questions. Drop it so that before I finish this, or when I finish this, then we can look into it. We have consolidated all members into the core team today. Now, let's put the call out to all members to become active, to enjoy the benefits of being on the core team. Now, we are willing to expand the core team beyond 11,111 members. So admin is open to changes. Like I said, nothing is fixed, nothing is set in stone. So he's telling you guys to please come in and support. Okay, now, so if your account is expired, go ahead and make a payment to get yourself on the core team. So I'm calling you guys to do well to get yourself active. Is to your own gain. Okay, all right, so I think this is all for now. This is the basic summary of the meeting. He talked about this yesterday, and he also went ahead to blog about it, so I believe that once the exchange is up and running, we have 10,000 worth of BUSD liquidity, and then we can switch between JOYG and BUSD. People will stop paying attention to the public exchange because you will lose some money in the public exchange, but in the private exchange, you gain everything that you put in. You will get the right adequate amount of swap without losing anything. And then with that, we gain, and then the value of JOYG begins to go up. We can't do any donations. Sorry, we can't do any goodwill until the price of JOYG is at about $175. And I hope the members who are there will learn. I hope members who are there will also support. Yes, I know that at this point, some people have just taken it upon themselves to say that the community doesn't move forward. Well, good luck to you, but we will push forward nonetheless, and somehow we're going to come out at the top. I just hope people will understand and be resilient enough to hold on, because a lot of good things are coming. Now, a few things I should bring to your attention as regards the core team now that has been put out. The principle still holds for the new members. The new members are expected. Let me begin with the old members, then move to the new members. The new members are those that came in this year, okay? So for the old members, who were those that were in last year, as long as you were active as at December 31st, 2022, I'm talking to you now, you must have maybe had some amount of coins inside of your account, okay, which is TBC wallets, okay? And there was a screenshot that was done on the 1st of January, which was converted to JOYG, okay? Now you are having JOYG. And those ones who are old members who are having JOYG are expected to remain active in the community for the next 365 days. And the advantage is this: for the first half of the month of the year, which is by June, you are supposed to have double match. And then by December, you are going to have quadruple match. And whatever money you had by January, you are going to have quadruple of it by December. Enjoy G. And that makes you a super whale in the system. The administration wants to distribute 111,111,111 coins to members in the community. He wants the bulk of the members to be the whales in the system, so that if and when the system, sorry about that, if and when Joy-G enters into the market, it will be impossible for any corporation to even have a reasonable amount of Joy-G, because by then the value of Joy-G will be very high. One of the things that you should take note of. Then admin also has this plan that with time, the amount of coins that will be in PancakeSwap will be so little that it will be impossible to have one Joy-G when the system will be admitted into the market. So where are people going to look for Joy-G? Simple. From the private exchange. They will have to become members of the community to access Joy-G from the private exchange. And where are they going to buy it from? From members in the community who happen to be whales or agents. That's how the plan is for the administration. So there's a whole lot of things he has in mind that he wants to manifest. But the community has to be in the right conformation, in the right mindset for it to manifest. Okay? So that's why the administration is doing his best. He wants to distribute it to members, and is asking the members to huddle. Huddle for now, at least for the next 1 year. And by then, we'll begin to make a difference. Okay? So that said, I believe I've passed on the information that the administration talked about yesterday. There are a whole lot of people who asked questions, but well, I won't be able to dwell on the questions. If you want to get a full overview, please present yourself in the mass adoption meeting, and then you get full overview. All right? So that said, my screen is now being I've stopped sharing my screen. So if you have questions, you can ask your questions. If a few number of people are watching me, if you have your questions, please do well to ask your questions, and then I would answer. So let me begin by, welcoming my audience, the likes of Madam Evelyn. Madam Evelyn, good morning, and thank you so much for being on my broadcast. I appreciate. And then Brother Matthias, that always watches my videos, thank you very much. His energy and mine resonates. He is very aware. He knows what's going on. So well done, sir, Madam Evelyn. And good morning, brother. Good job, Brother Richard. So we continue. Good morning, Ambassador, and to everyone on this broadcast, more grace. Keep up with the good work. You're welcome, beloved brother. Now, this is Brother Tunde. Thanks, Brother Augustine, for your good mentorship and outstanding summary. I do appreciate, my beloved brother. Thank you very much. And my beloved Brother Promise. Good morning, sweet brother. Thank you very much, my man. I do appreciate. So, when the road gets tougher, the tough gets going. And I can tell you, and I'm still standing, that this community will be the financial savior of the world very soon. Very soon, because the elite has a goal, they have their plan. And you are going to see more of these things play out over time. They have something to achieve by 2025. Some of you don't know, but go do your homework. And they are also working to set up a completely digital economy by 2025. 2025 is about less than 2 years from now, just about a year and 6 months, roughly a year and 6 months. That's what 2025 will look like. And picture a time where whatever currency you're holding will not be accessible to you. It's now going to be digital. And they can do what they like. They can charge you taxes and all that and all that and all that, and there's nothing you can do, nowhere to run to. Well, can you hold on in this community till 2025? If you can hold on for this community till 2025, you are going to be glad that you did. And I think that will make it roughly 9 years. Yes, I said I'm going to be in this community even if it takes me 10 years of my life. I don't mind. 10 years of sacrifice, and then I enjoy perpetually, not just as a comfortable rich person, but so influential that the whole world will even know my presence. I will feed nations. And the price to pay is being consistent. That's all. And you know what I mean by being consistent. Not skipping your subscription fees. Some people will skip. and they think they're being smart. Now, some people who are old members, by October or by November, they would suddenly wake up. They've not been active for about 6 months or by maybe 4 months. I don't know how many months, but at the last minute, by October, November, when admin puts out an announcement that, wow, something is coming up by December, wow, they'll renew their accounts so that they can enter into December, into the month that was specified to benefit, just to benefit. But you find out that you are not active for about 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and then you want to enjoy the benefits suddenly. Okay, let me make it very clear. Let me make it very categorical. Some people that are supposed to get quadruple match are anticipating to get quadruple match by December, but your account is not active as I'm talking to you now, and it wasn't active as at last month. Even 2 months ago, it wasn't active. But maybe you have a reasonable chunk as an old member, and then you want to enjoy the 3 benefits. It doesn't work like that. You must enjoy the first benefit, which is January 12th, second benefit as an active member by June 12th, and then finally by December 12th. This is how the system works. Meritocracy must stand. The wealth will be given to those who merit it. You won't be rich in this community by craftiness. You won't be rich in this community by deceit, by thinking you can fool people. You can't fool me. You can't fool the system. You can't fool the admin. Now, this is the truth. So if you are listening to me and you haven't yet activated your account, well, it's up to you. Decide how you want to go about it. But one thing I want you to know is that whatever you have in the system, I assure you that with time you'll get it. But when it comes to system blessing you, you must merit what the system will bless you with. If you didn't merit it, don't expect to get it. Okay? So with that said, if there is any other question, please ask your question now, because I have concluded this mass adoption meeting summary. And I believe that my content has been well passed across. Please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe, especially liking, so that a good number of members in the community can get the notifications. All right? There is a whole lot of content that I would also share with time. I don't want to bring up everything, but let God keep us hale and hearty. And then if you are consistent, you'll get all the information you need to know. All right? So I'll be bringing this meeting to a close. Thank you so much for my audience. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. And for those that will watch this video consequently, I love you guys, and I will do my best to serve you with all of my heart. And so help me God. Let me see the last conclusion. Now, those that have stayed up to 1 and above, what is their benefits? I want clarifications. Those who have stayed up to 1 and above, I want to understand what you mean by 1 and above. If you have been an old member, I've explained that you are going to get quadruple. And then if you are a new member and you came in January, for you to get any reward from the system, you must be consistent for 1 year, meaning that your account should be active for 1 year. Now, if you are active for the next 1 year, as long as you are on the core team, you are getting 200 SBC every month. Simple. 200 SBC every month. Simple. Okay? So that means 200 SBC every month times 12. That's 2,400 SBC. Now, by next year, when you came in, if you came in maybe April of this year, you'll get it 1 year later, which is April. Whenever you came in, 1 year from then, you get an equal match in Joy G. So if you are consistent for 12 months, you get 2,000. You can't get more than 2,400. That's the maximum for your consistency for 1 year. Now, if at any given month you skip it, it means that you extend your subscription, your reward by another 1 year. For instance, you came in by April, you paid April, you paid May, you paid June, you paid July, and then by August you didn't pay. Now your reward would no more come in by April. Your reward will come in 1 year later, which is by August. So it means that you have to be consistent again. So the previous month, the month of April, the month of May, the month of June, the month of July has all gone. You now have to start again for consistency for another 1 year. If you have the means, pay 1 year ahead of time. If you can't pay 1 year, then go 6 months or do 3 months, which is, I think, every 3 months. Yes. Whichever way you can do it, but your account shouldn't expire. Now, you put money in the system will give it back to you when we have enough revenue. But for the system to give to you, you must support it. You must support it. So I don't know if I answered you, Brother Tunde. Those that have stayed up to one, is it 1 year? If it's 1 year, yes, you are going to get it. Some people are afraid and saying, are you sure the admin will not will give us our equal match? Yes, admin will give you your equal match, but the money is big. Okay, so there is going to be a mechanism through which you are going to access it. Of course, if he gives it to you in your MetaMask, the little he gave to agents, I mean, I don't know if agents had up to 50 coins, but the little they gave to agents, look at what they are using it to do. They are crashing the price and crashing the price with reckless abandon. They don't care, So if he gives you your equal match, your quadruple, even if you qualify, even if you merit it, I mean, you could go gaga someday and then you might drag the community down. So there will be mediums, there will be ways the admin will do it so that both parties will benefit. You will benefit, and then every other person will benefit, provided we've raised the liquidity. And we're going to do that through our private exchange. So, Brother Tunde, please acknowledge if what I have said is in line with the question you asked, so that we can call this meeting to a close, because I want to satisfy you. So I'll be looking forward to your feedback now or shortly, so that I can call this meeting to a close. I've spent a while, and I want to make this meeting as brief as possible so that people can learn, people can get, and people can watch. Okay, God will help me. All right, so I'm waiting for feedback, but I believe I've tried to explain it, and I believe I hope I answered your question. All right, so I'll be coming your way again most likely on Tuesday next week. Tuesday next week will be next month. So I want to use this opportunity to wish all of us a happy new month in advance. It's been the grace of God that has kept us from the beginning of this year, hale and hearty, till the 8th of August. And I believe God that He's going to take us through to the end of this year. So thank you so much for being on my broadcast. God bless you. Bye for now.